Now I gotta ride or die.
But today you join me from the driver's seat of a 1991 Ford Fiesta 1.4 Flight. Now the Flight edition is desirable, I would say. Sunroof, electric windows in the front, power steering. This car has it all. So today we're going to go out for a young driver's review to go and see and appreciate this car, because the owner actually went from a Peugeot 107, so a relatively new car, into this 1991 Ford Fiesta. So I wanted to chat to him and ask him why he went from that initial newer car purchase at a young age, and now he's 20, he has this Ford Fiesta. So very, very interesting scenario that some people may be doing or wanting to do out there for their first car. But if you do like this style of video, if you like this car, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't. But onwards to the B roads. Today's video to give a massive thank you to today's sponsor, Yes Auto. Yes Auto is the one-stop shop for buying any car, with an experience that's always easy and enjoyable. Navigating onto the website, you can select each brand that you want to look at, each model, and even down to colour variant. You can also select through the images, as well as looking at brand new cars in 360 degrees inside and out. I myself spend a lot of time just looking at cars for sale, so it's awesome to jump on the Yes Auto website to have a look at cars for sale. You can even do a smart search on new and used cars with an option to select cash price or monthly costs. Their aim is to make car buying easy and enjoyable. Yes Auto are the one-stop shop offering a simple, impartial way to configure and compare new and used cars from almost any manufacturer, with a whole load of clever tools and media content for total reassurance. Once again, a huge thank you to Yes Auto for sponsoring today's video. There is a link in the description to the Yes Auto website. Thank you so much again to Yes Auto for sponsoring today's video, but let's get back to the action. So a young driver's review in a slightly older Ford Fiesta today. Now, first things first, if you have recently passed your test in a very new car, this is going to be a very different experience for you. If you're after a classic or at least older Ford product, you will experience something very, very different from your initial driving experience. Driving experiences like this are what make good drivers though, I feel. Cars like this will make you appreciate and realise how good other cars are, but on the flip side, you'll realise how good this car is. So this 1991 Flight edition of the Ford Fiesta is an absolute peach, bought for just £1,200. This car isn't too rusty. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. We know full well, you guys out there, you people out there know full well how rusty these cars can get. I wish mine looked as nice as this one when I started it. It wouldn't be thousands of pounds in my life into it. Anyway, yeah, starting off with a really good one is key. So if you are going to buy one of these, rust is going to be your top priority. Prioritizing rust over anything else on one of these cars is absolute key goods, mainly because you don't want to be replacing floor plans, replacing sides of cars when you're young. Yes, if you're an experienced body shopper and you like spending time and money fixing rust on Fiestas, then please, by all means, go and buy a rusty one. But I would say
go and buy a good one that's relatively rust-free. I think there's many spots that these cars go in. Today, that's why I've picked this one up though, because it is a genuinely nice example of a car that is pretty readily available for you guys to go and buy out there. This one has 63,000 miles. Not even run in, mate. Not even run in. But that means this car is a genuine, nice bit of kit. It hasn't got too much rust. It is good on the mileage. It's got a bit of service history, and that again is key when buying one of these. Those 1.4 litres up front, yes, they need tender loving care like any other car, but you must be sure that if you're jumping from a newer car into an older car, that you are buying the right one. So this one, obviously relatively rust free. There's little bits and bobs, but nothing crazy. A bit of mileage, and it's a high spec. So the Flight Edition would have come with various things like the sunroof, the electric windows. Again, a key feature I would believe for you guys out there to go and find. There's enough of them again out there for you to go and find and buy a nice version of this. What's it like to drive? Well, we're down a nice little B road now, and the first things first, it's not going to light your pants on fire with speed, but because they're so light, they're actually incredibly fun to drive. Again, you don't need loads of power when you're young to go and experience and drive and have fun in a little car. So a little car like this with a little 1.4 litre has bags of potential and a lot of fun to be had just by you throwing this thing around at its limit. Now, I do believe that these cars from the factory were a little bit wallowy, but it's 1991, everything's wallowy, do you know what I mean? This adds to the character though. Again, if you're coming from a newer car that's got a bit of a stiffer suspension, stiffer chassis, and then you jump in one of these, you're going to feel like it's a blancmange going down the road, which necessarily isn't the case. And I think that's character building. I like the characteristic of this car. As you go around a corner, it sort of wallows and shakes, and although that's not dangerous, it's part of the driving experience for these classic, or at least older, Fiestas. I genuinely think that's part of it though. Part of like older car appreciation is appreciating it for what it is. Quick little first gear, up to 6,000 RPM from that 1.4 litre. $50 miles an hour. But again, that's not the idea of this car. It's not a rip your face off and go as fast as you can sort of car. This is just fun, classic, or at least older car. I'm not going to say classic because some people don't deem a 90s car to be classic these days. But yeah, an older version or variant of a car is always going to be more fun. You don't need loads of power in these. There's just something about old cars. Like, I love an old car, regardless of its make, model. If it's a good, genuine version of a car that is, you know, slightly lusted for, or something like this, which is, again, a people's car. It's bought and sold, and it's gone through families for years and generations. And it's cars like this that you should be buying when you're young, because it makes you appreciate cars after this and appreciate the car that you have. There's something sentimental in a weird way about owning an older car when you're younger. I've told the owner now, and he agreed with me, that he never wants to sell this car and he wants to keep it forever, which I absolutely love the idea of. Something that you necessarily don't get in the newer age cars. Insurance group in this one is just 9, but again, check your insurance. This one actually went down £800 from the previous Peugeot 107 that the owner had, so a huge saving just on insurance. But the fuel cost is around 30 to 35 mpg. He was getting around 60 in his newer 107. But if I'm honest, he is so happy that he's gone sort of backwards in age of cars. He has seen a bigger increase in miles per gallon in this car, and he's just enjoying the time and the experience he's having with this Fiesta. And that's what it's all about, experiencing a car for what it is, not what it could be, not what it could be with flames coming out the side and suspension and big wheels and stuff. Although this one has XR2 wheels which completely finish off this car, I believe that's part of it though. Mods, again, you can find mods for these so easily. They're flooded on the internet, and I think if you're going to buy one now, it does mean that you are cresting into a slightly newer age where car parts and cars are going up in price. This is, again, going to be a future classic. Whether it's a 4-door or a 2-door, it's still going to be one of those cars that's going to be lusted for, and it's going to go up in price. So if you're after a bit of an investment, perfect investment car right here. For the sake of £1,000, you can keep it to one side for the rest of your life. If you do want to sell it, it's going to be worth more than £1,000, but you're always happy knowing that it's going to be worth something to someone. Anyway guys, I hope you like this style of video. Let me know below what your thoughts are on this Fiesta, and buying an older car when you're new to driving is sort of why I wanted to do this video, because it is very interesting to me that people would like to go down the route of classic, or at least older car ownership in their younger years. I'm a huge fan of it, and I hope you guys are too. If you did like this video, remember, please give this video a like. It helps so much with the channel. Make sure you subscribe for plenty more car content just like this. I'll see you all on the next one.